dream. Neighbors, frozen stone. Stoops, no one goes outside these gates. Rent due, 1.5 bedrooms. Landlord could charge twice as much. He gripes you got the lowest rent in Brooklyn. I play keyboards. No one complains. Neighbors crowd a local spot, end of the block, Doctor's Cave Cafe, named after a beach in Jamaica. Today, the 9-to-5ers are here, where freelancers park laptops and coffee cups, and essential workers drop in for a second. We chat about quarantine memes, being trapped on the top step of the stoop, sidewalk seeming forever away, cravings for asphalt, concrete. New York on pause brings out the home entrepreneurs, mass designers on full social media display, some fashion to globe gas masks or bright whimsical handmade textile fortresses, patterned or nose fitted with filters, better than N95s in these blocks where one can find anything. Except the Lysol, the Clorox wipes, and rubbing alcohol, that disappears from bodega shelves in seconds. This is Bed-Stuy, baby. Do or die to the bone, inches to Manhattan, but a world away. Just as many folk working on job sites during the pandemic as from home. Home is this, home is this, home is this neighborhood of inner urban orchids, hydrangea, hibiscus, peonies, every personality of rose. Water features, koi ponds, artful and witty as hell signage, murals of fallen homegirls and fallen homeboys. Signs looking for the missing or signaling food or work assistance, parked cars serenading the avenues with doo-wop ballads and beats. I hoard and clean compulsively with 70% alcohol, groceries coming in, inside and outside clothes, make my own hand sanitizer, make my own antibacterial rosemary oil, make my own hand sanitizer, grow rosemary on the fire escape, grow lemon verbena, grow sage, grow Thai basil, make rosemary oil. Made up my own CrossFit exercises from anything I could remember. Tracy Anderson arms, Billy Blank's Taibo from the 90s, Darmon Holland's Afro-Caribbean dance class, calisthenics from grade school. Home is a way station for figuring out what's next. This time of demanding the end of white supremacy is more than an idea, more than a shout to be included. Collaborate to be the theater, be the venue, be the club, be the concert hall. Curate the voices you want to hear. Be curious about and attentive to the young and the new. Be curious about and attentive to the enlightened vintage, the witchy wise-ass wonderfuls, new open minds and new work being born. And sometimes the so old is new again. Space of Love is the most authentic performance place of all. A space of Black artists, Indigenous artists, artists of color producing, presenting, curating, inviting, mattering our lives onto unusual, expected, and unexpected stages. Sky theater, earth dance terrain, river music echoing into the expanse. Home is focus. An octagon work desk and stability ball. No sitting too long, a chin roll down, a back stretch, a day-long yawn for letting all the oxygen in and CO2 out. Being in meditation for the precious beings lost to a non-cohesive federal policy and U.S. federal non-response concerning the coronavirus. Home is finally finishing my album remotely. Band tracks are done. It's mix and master time. Giving copious notes to the audio engineer before beginning, sending mixes back and forth for more comments, tweaks, emails, texts, mixing more calls, questions, huh, what, and then on to mastering 12 or 13 tunes. My ish, my way, ears open though to a good idea in the virtual room. Home is playing the 88s, composing music, notating new songs, improvising, rehearsing myself for a show. Right tinker with lines and lines of poetry, merging the music and the poems. Home is unwinding by watching homemade comedy videos and TikToks by folks who have yet to label their art form, but are on some next level laughter medicine share. That's bougie, right? Packing culturally appropriated mandalas into shiny blue suitcases. Traveling jogs creativity. Can't travel now, so how can home be a writing cave? And will the songs still come? No roaming, nothing much happens. The roam, the wander, the in, the out, the side street, the avenues, the woods, the pond, the park, the lake, especially a great lake, whatever river or ocean I can get to, the city beaches, love them, mountains, love them. I was 32 when I realized I'd never be rich enough to travel, so don't let that stop you. My last gig before a pandemic was in Santa Fe, playing piano, conducting a song cycle. Just before sound check, we ran into the actor Wesley Snipes, who wished us broken legs all around. Someone asked if it were Black History Week. Someone asked us if it were Black History Week. In most towns I visit, because of the gift of art, I try to take time to share a poetry or songwriting workshop with youth. In Brooklyn, the park is an extension of home. But of course, people already live here in the shadow of leaves and benches, in the dew before morning glories wake up. An increased police presence radiates too much heat and not enough help. Around the clock, sirens make a weird rescue music. The birds sing snappily, jazzily above it all in counterpoint. Animals let us know they live in the city. We could barely identify them. Is that an opossum? Raccoon. Any water we get to is clearer, clearish. Any water. Rhythm of sneakers on concrete. Breath through a mask, breathing. Record, playback, listen, loop. Loss of income for artists has never been more real. I will sacrifice anything to support the new voices we need. Home is a new voice. Loss of life is hyper real. My original song was nurtured by a grandmother I was never around very much. She lived in Alabama as I was growing up in Ohio. She was always singing, even answers to questions. Arranged all of her songs in several versions, never sounding the same. Creativity in every effort. I hold a songbook written and composed, published by Black songwriters who worked in the fields, didn't finish grade school. A periwinkle blue-bound book produced by her South Alabama community where music was made after long days of sharecropping. In the middle of the pandemic, I need to visit my mother, to quarantine before and after I fly. I know I should, and mostly do stay away from protest crowds before traveling to visit an elderly, precious being. But not completely. I can't stay away. I have to support the youth, the on-the-ground organizers, the stand against police brutality with these demonstrations set off by the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery by civilians. Home is a. These demonstrations are destination home. And these new old songs and chants submerge white supremacist structures. The getting beyond the boundaries of self behind gates of brownstones or a park. Songs of empathy, action, and summoning inner sun power that helps fuel the collective.